So how many of you guys have thrown swim baits? Cool. I bet you. 10-13. Oh yeah, where's Watson? I got to call Watson. I should text him right now. Oh man. Anyway, long story on that one, but no. So probably maybe 10 years ago, maybe when I started doing these Bass Universities, if I asked how many of y'all throwing swim baits, there might be like 3 hands up. So it's really cool how much it's really come into play the last several years. So guys, there's so many different swim baits out there. I'm not just trying to sell you on mine, but I am. But swim bait fishing is just, it's a natural way to fish. I mean, bass are conditioned to feed on bait fish from, being a little fry all the way up to, full grown. So the horizontal presentation of a swim bait is, to me, one of the biggest keys. Now, when I'm swim bait fishing, generally speaking, well, let's go off to the 3 styles before I even go there. We've got the rigged version. The rigged version is a harness style swim bait. It's got a built-in weight, and it's got a harness that we tie it here, and it doesn't come apart. So the treble hook's there. I basically just put the one treble hook back in the bottom. So this is the harness style. This has actually been responsible for me on a lot of major tournament success. We just released the line through last year. There's been line throughs on the market for years. So the line through is the next one we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And that one basically, you put the line through, you tie your treble hook on. When you catch a fish, the bait slides up so you don't damage your baits. They're very similar in action, but there's a little bit of a subtle difference, and I want to go over that with you here in a little bit on that. And then the third is the weedless. And the weedless, really if you're shallow water, early spring to late summer skipping docks, it's a great way to do it. But you really need to have all 3 in the series to complete the system, I guess you could say, for swim bait fishing and soft bodies. So I guess we'll start off with the weedless, since the weedless is coming up first. Early spring, when you go to a lake, and I'm trying to think what lakes you guys probably fish, Kentucky Lake, obviously you're going to want to look where the water's going to warm up the quickest. So once that water gets to about 52 degrees, that's like the magic number, by the way, guys, 52 degrees. If you can find that in a foot of water, shallow, fish will start migrating in there. And when they do, there's different ways to catch them. You can throw a spinnerbait, you can throw a chatterbait, you can throw, sometimes weightless baits. But if you really want to cover a lot of water and catch a lot of fish fast, try my Baby Boom swim bait in the weedless. And that's this little dude right here. It's a 4-inch bait, but when you rig it, now the rigging on this is very critical because you can't just put any swim bait hook on this to make it work perfect. I have found that this bait works the best with a 7/0 Hayabusa. It's a 956. It's a 1/4 ounce belly weight. And the way the belly weight is on this hook, it's actually shifted forward a little bit. And that's critical too on this deal, but it allows you to really cast it good. And when you're fishing these super shallow, skinny pockets, usually lily pad stems, areas, there might be a little ditch leading into it, but that water gets to 52, chances are it's probably going to get to 55 by later in the day as things start warming up. And just get ready because you're going to catch a lot of fish. But when this hook, so we actually sell it in a package now where it's got 2 of these baits, and then I basically said we got to have this Hayabusa hook. I don't care what we got to do, because if they don't rig it with this hook, they're missing the boat on this deal. The problem with the Hayabusa, it's the best hook, but the little spring on it's super weak. So what I do is I'll actually take the spring off. So if you just pull that spring off, and you can literally, this is how weak it is. See that? I mean, a fish grabs it, you're going to catch one fish on, and then you're going to have to put a new deal on. Or you go buy you one of these. They come in a pack of like, oh gosh, maybe 20 or something. They're called Owner Large Screw Locks. You guys seen those? They're in almost every store. I bet you they got them right here. Tackle Warehouse definitely has them. So if you get these Hayabusa hooks, 7/0 1/4 ounce, and just twist this little deal on there. And basically, you're just replacing the screw. If you do that, you will be so much better off, okay? And simply, I'm just going to rig this one for you guys, and I'm going to pass it around so you guys can see it. We made the nose of this swim bait compatible for it. So all you got to do.
It's Mike Iaconelli. This is Bass U TV.
Here's what's awesome about Bass U TV.
You get the top instructors.
You will learn things at Bass U that you will learn nowhere else.
We take the mystery and the myths out of bass fishing.
Real tools that help you catch more fish consistently.
At Bass U TV, shoes are optional.
And I like turtles.
And that's why you want to check out Bass U TV.
Join the Bass U family.
Welcome to Bass U TV.